if we want to know what hit the Pentagon, how come all the footage from the Pentagon and nearby buildings are confiscated? We have not seen that footage yet. We only see this little blurry image about 2 frames and an explosion. What is that? I could Photoshop something better than that. I'm not even a computer geek.
Hijackers come forward and say, hey, we're still alive.
They did, but they were suppressed by the media. They actually had the interviews.
BBC had an article.
BBC had an article. I actually read the article.
Still alive.
Yeah, hijackers are still alive, about 9 of them.
There are a lot of people that watch CNN maybe 24 hours a day, and who really feel that they're totally informed, while there's more bullshit coming through CNN than maybe a lot of other networks.
Well, what you have to do is you have to do your own research. I mean, people have to be critical thinkers. We live in a society where we're totally overwhelmed by the media, where we're totally overwhelmed by consumerism and corporate-controlled media. And we have to break free of that by doing things like this, standing up on a podium. I mean, I'm not a professional speaker, no one here is, obviously, but we have the guts to come and do this and talk to the few people who want to listen.
Passive resistance, non-violence, that's what we're out here to do. We're not out here to cause conflicts. We just want to know the truth. That's all we're out here for. We want to ask questions that are not being answered. Over 70% of the questions that were asked the 9/11 Commission, none of them were answered. Only about 30%, if that. We just want a new investigation.
Families
Amen.
need answers.
Families want answers.
Here,
Why haven't
here.
they been provided?
Yeah.
I just want to say there's lots of stuff we can say, and there's lots of evidence out there if you guys check it out. There's firefighters have come out. There's a Firefighters for 9/11 Truth website. There's Scholars for Truth and Justice for 9/11 Truth. There's a lot of people out there fighting for this. Okay, a lot of people who are out there who worked that scene are dying or dead now, and all the dogs that worked the scene on 9/11 are all dead too. They told people the air was safe to breathe. The air wasn't safe to breathe. I can talk about this. I've been studying this since 2001. I found out since about 2002 is when I started realizing this is definitely what's going on, is that we're being lied to. So that's pretty much all I have to say. The research is out there. The evidence is out there. It's all on the internet.
We are concerned citizens of Canada. We realize that 9/11 has become the cause for our involvement in a war that is unconstitutional and was executed by people other than the Canadian people. You cannot blame the Canadian military for going in there. The Americans invaded Afghanistan. They invaded Iraq under the pretenses of 9/11. We have lost rights. We have lost freedom of speech to some degree. And we are expected to act as if we are supposed to be peacekeepers of the world under a pretext of catching Osama bin Laden. Just to understand a little bit of the history of how Osama bin Laden worked his way into the plans of whoever orchestrated 9/11, it definitely was not him. Osama bin Laden was used by the CIA under the auspices of the Pakistani ISI from 1979 to 1989 to fight the Soviets. Pretty much what happened was the CIA went in and helped create the Pakistani ISI, which is the Pakistani type of intelligence service, and trained Islamic militants to drag the Soviets into a war. Osama bin Laden was chosen because of his strong family ties, because of his strong ties in the Soviet, to strong ties to the Saudi Arabia, and after that, he was sent to Yugoslavia to break up Yugoslavia and basically start rebel wars inside under the group of the Islamic Militant Network, and start wars that would be opposed by the United States, and thereby funding both sides through intelligence and then through NATO and other forces to achieve a Eurasian corridor.
It's very difficult to know the things we know. But once you do know, you can't go back. It's like taking the red pill. You can't go back. And we have to do something. We have to demand the media tell us the truth. And it's hard to see our country in risk of losing its sovereignty and our freedom, and our troops dying for a lie. So bring them home and give us the truth.